Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy DLloyd. So today I'm going to be bringing you guys a quick live commentary, and the reason why is because the Titans are currently on a bye week for week number 8. So we will return back to the regular gameplays for week number 9 where we take on the Minnesota Vikings. But one of the questions that I've been getting a lot is a lot of people have been asking me to show the sliders that I've been using so far this season. So I'm going to quickly go through that, and then I'm going to show the stats to basically where we're at in this point of the season. So currently we're in week number 8. I'm going to go ahead and show like the league leaders and some of the stats for my players. So the settings that I play on all Madden difficulty, 11-minute quarters with 15 seconds minimum play clock time. Everything else is pretty much standard. I don't really think I changed anything else besides that. And then for the actual sliders, they're based off of Charter's 04 slider set from Operation Sports. I did tweak a little bit just to my own liking. The QB accuracy I'm playing with is at 45. Pass blocking I kept at 50. Receiver catching, I do still think that the aggressive catch can be overpowered at times, so I did drop that down to 45. Run blocking is at 53. Fumbles 45. Pass defense reaction time is at 55. Interceptions at 35. Pass coverage 55, and tackling is at 47. And then for the computer, their QB accuracy is at 40. Pass blocking 50. Receiver catching is also at 45. Run blocking is at 53. Fumbles 45. Pass defense reaction time 50. Interceptions at 35. Pass coverage at 55, and then tackling at 47. So a lot of our sliders are fairly close to one another for the CPU and then the actual human player. Then special teams kept the field goal power at 50, did drop accuracy down to 45, and then dropped the punt power down to 47, but then I raised the punt accuracy up to 70. Now the fatigue, you want to move that up a little bit if you're going to play on longer game time. So if you're playing pretty much 10 minutes, between 10 and 15 minutes, you want to move the fatigue up to 55, if not 60. It's basically personal preference between those two, but I prefer at 55. And then the speed threshold, that is completely up to you. That's personal preference. I like it at 25. I think it's a little too easy at 0 if you have a fast team. So I do like a little parity in between them, but not too much where the fast guys aren't really faster than everybody else. So I do keep it at 25 personally. Then the penalties I did not touch. I kept all those the same. So I do like the amount of penalties that I do get. Now another thing that I went ahead and I changed as well is the auto sub. So I'm gonna show you guys that, and that is just the reason why you see some players playing a lot of snaps and coming in and out of the game. So the QB sub in is at 3, sub out is at 0, just because I don't want them putting in the back of quarterback pretty much at any point during the game. The halfback sub in is at 90 and sub out is at 85, and this pretty much as soon as your running back runs 3 times in a row, typically, if not 2 times in a row, they will replace him and put in the backup running back. So it just keeps you from abusing your running back and really just giving them the ball all game long. Receivers is almost the same thing. They do take them out, but they can't play more than 3 or 4 plays in a row before they actually come out. The fullback and tight end 55 and then 50, and then for the offensive line it's the same thing as the quarterback, because I don't want them replacing any of my offensive linemen. Now for the defense, the defensive tackle sub in is at 85, the sub out is at 80, defensive end sub in is the same, 85 and then 80, and then for the linebackers the sub in is at 45, sub out is at 40, cornerbacks 35, 30, and then the safeties are going to be 35 and then 30, just like the cornerbacks. So that's the sliders that I've been playing on so far, and like I said, every time a patch comes out for Madden I might adjust them here or there, but for the most part, ever since I want to say the second or third preseason game of this season, I've been using the exact same sliders throughout the whole time. So they've been giving me pretty good games. I had a couple of blowout wins. I had a couple of very close games where I had to come from behind, and then obviously our last game against the Chiefs, we did lose that one 34-27. So quickly I'm going to show you guys the standings at this point of the season. The Panthers are the only undefeated team in the NFL. They're currently 7-0. We're right behind them, 6-1, and so are the Green Bay Packers, Patriots, Seahawks, and Lions, and the Saints. they all only have 1 loss on their record as well. So pretty much the same teams that were at the top of the standings last season are still pretty much hovering around that same point this year. And we're going to look at the worst teams, and the Giants, Bills, Texans, Rams, Falcons, and the Chargers. All of those teams only have 1 win so far this season. So yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of these teams, I don't think we played most of these teams. The Chiefs only had 1 win last week before we did play them. So we did lose to a team that was 1-4 when we were undefeated. So that surprised me a little bit. And then as for the stats, our team has been playing very well. Obviously, CJ Carr has been holding it down for us all season long. Marcus Mariota has been, a little bit more efficient than he was last year. 114 quarterback rating. You cannot complain with that one whatsoever. 2,100 yards passing, 14 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But he has taken 22 sacks so far this year. 62 completion percentage rating. So I'm pretty happy with the performance I'm getting out of Marcus Mariota, and hopefully he can stay healthy and we don't have to rely on Tyrod Taylor or, unfortunately, Tim Tebow. So our running game, CJ Carr, 111 yards, 718 yards rushing. I believe that leads the league, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But I'm pretty sure that leads the league. I know his 16 rushing touchdowns has to lead the league. CJ Carr has been getting into the end zone pretty much non-stop all season. He's been our primary scorer, and CJ Carr definitely should be winning Rookie of the Year, if not possibly MVP this season. Mariota, 210 yards rushing, and then Amir Abdullah, not bad either, 154 yards, 4.8 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. So Amir Abdullah has been doing good, and I do spell him in. A lot of the highlights the last couple games, you haven't really seen him that much, but he has been receiving the ball a little bit, and he is my 3rd down back most of the time. So I do put him in when I'm in shotgun a lot of the time, especially if I'm not going to run it up the middle. And then as for our receivers, just like last year, Delanie Walker is pretty much our go-to target. Dorial Green-Beckham is having another solid year. And then Josh Gordon, 22 catches, still over 500 yards receiving. So both of them should most likely at least get close to the 1,000-yard receiving mark on the year. So we've been doing pretty average, pretty decent for our receivers. I'm not complaining. I like Dorial Green-Beckham a lot. And then Delanie Walker has just absolutely been a beast for us this year. And just like last year, we have a safety leading the team in tackles. Both Denora Searcy and Barry Church, 46 combined tackles apiece. So our safeties have pretty much been holding down our defense for the majority of the time. Even though our secondary as a whole is probably the weakest part of our defense. So we're going to look at the whole NFL right now. And don't look at the QB rating because that can be misleading. We're going to go ahead and just look at yards first. Marcus Mariota is actually leading the NFL in passing yards. I did not know that. That's kind of crazy to me. Look at the touchdowns. Carter Heyman. And now, I don't know if you guys seen me play against him earlier. He plays for Jacksonville. He is their 1st round pick. This dude has a cannon on him. He could absolutely sling the football. So it doesn't surprise me that he has 18 touchdowns this year. Aaron Rodgers, he's always going to be up there. Mariota is 3rd. Eric Hyde, another rookie quarterback from Alabama. He is 13 touchdowns. E.J. Durham, he was the #1 overall pick. 12 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Now as for the running backs, obviously C.J. Carr is leading the league in rushing yards. Eddie Lacy is a close second though, only 10 yards away. So that is kind of surprising a little bit. And Ahmad Bradshaw is 3rd in the NFL in rushing. Just go ahead and think about that. I don't know what's going on, but Ahmad Bradshaw in Tampa Bay is the 3rd leading rusher in the NFL. Jonathan Stewart, Adrian Peterson, LeGarrette Blount, and then DeMarco Murray, they pretty much round out the rest of the top running backs. As for the receivers, the leading receiver is Terrence Williams from the Cowboys. Then you have Martavis Bryant, and then J.C. Amaro from the New York Jets, 40 receptions. Rob Gronkowski is there with 38. Alshon Jeffrey, 37. The Randall Cobb pretty much round out the receivers. And then looking at the defenders, Sean Witherspoon leading with 75 total tackles. Then you have Lawrence Timmons, Paul Warlow, Mark Barron, Curtis Lofton, and I don't even know how to say his name, Danny Linsana. I probably messed that up, but he's up there as well. And then for the cornerbacks, let's go ahead and let's look at the sacks first. Actually, Spencer Evans, a rookie with 11.5 sacks so far this season. So this dude looks like a beast. Actually, 11 sacks. You have Randy Gregory there as well. DeMarcus Lawrence and then Chandler Jones. All of them are pretty much leading the league in sacks. I want to look at interceptions now. Bobby Wagner, so a linebacker from Seattle, is leading the NFL in interceptions. Then you have Dante Whitner, Ladarius Webb, Joe Hayden, Deion Buchanan, Patrick Robinson, Darius Butler, and James Laurinaitis. They all have 3 interceptions or more on the year. So, like I've been saying, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the overall view of our depth chart. Pretty much, like I said, I feel like we have a very talented team. It didn't take too long to put a decent squad together with the Titans. As you see, pretty much every position we have, for the most part, is going to be an 80 overall and 8 above. So we do need to upgrade our center position. And now, for the most part, we have young players. We have players that can really develop. CJ Carr is going to be a beast. He is a rookie. He's an 85 overall. That's definitely going to go up as his career goes on. And for the defensive side of the football, I do want to upgrade our secondary. Jason McCourty, he's good. Paris Cox, he's been stepping up when I need him the most. D'Angelo Hall, obviously he's only there for pretty much just this season. Barry Church is up there as well, and then Norris Searcy. Then our linebackers are Ragpo, Derek Morgan, Wesley Woodyard, and then Avery Williamson are our middle linebackers. And I definitely want to get another middle linebacker in the draft next season. So that's a position that I'm looking at for the draft. And then our special teams is, pretty much your regular special teams. Eduardo Russell is back there. Even though he's an 88 and 85 overall return man, I believe he's a 50, I want to say 53 or 54 overall as a receiver. So that's why you don't see him back there playing receiver that much. But that's pretty much it for this episode. I don't think there's really too much else to show. If there's anything specifically that you guys just want to know or you want me to show, I could possibly make another video later, but that's pretty much all I got for right now. So go ahead and leave this video a like and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.